Hello vinyl community people, it's Mike MGK Boston back with another video. This one today will be a contest entry for my friend Bret Helm over at Bret Helm's Life on This Planet blog is what he calls his channel. But before I dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend back on Vancouver Island, Victoria, British Columbia. His name is Jack at the Vinyl Martini. And he sent me a couple of postcards from his recent trip to Spain. And this is from Malaga. And he says, came all this way to buy some country albums in Malaga. Yours truly, Jack. And here's another one here from Calpe in southern Spain. This looks great too. So excellent. Thank you, Jack, for those. And please, if you haven't checked out his channel already, that's the Vinyl Martini, and his name is Jack, like I said. So anyway, I'm diving right into this. So this is to celebrate 4,000 subscribers for Bret's channel. He's been around in the vinyl community for going on 10 years. I found his channel probably in the past 5 or 6 weeks. He was doing a long rundown on Depeche Mode songs. I'm a big Depeche Mode fan, big fan of the 80s era in general, alternative stuff from that period when I was a young lad in high school and college. So please go check out Bret Helm's channel. And I'm going to dive right in. He's at 4,000 subscribers plus. And so this is to celebrate the number 4. Well, celebrate the 4,000 subscribers with a theme centered around 4. So the first criteria is you have to show great fourth album releases by an artist. So I'm going to show 4. It's the Rolling Stones Now, 1965, right there on the London label. Of course, this is a CD reissue from several years later. And Little Red Rooster is probably my favorite on here, the cover they do on here on that one. Pain in My Heart, Down Home Girl, and You Can't Catch Me. Those are some of the highlights on that one. Now, technically, this is not U2's 4th album because it's a live album. So, you know, they had Boy, October, and War, and this was the War tour, recorded live at Red Rocks in Colorado here in the United States, called Under a Blood Red Sky, as you can see there by the title. So then the follow-up to this, of course, would be Unforgettable Fire. So anyway, on this one, some of the highlights, of course, Sunday Bloody Sunday, The Electrico. They do a great 40 is a show. 40 is a song that they used to close out their shows, and technically that's mentioning the number 4 in there, Bret. And then of course, Party Girl's another good one on here. So U2 live at Red Rocks. Back to my homeland right here. It's Rush 2112. Of course, they were on the Anthem label. Everybody knows this album. It's just a true classic rock staple. So anyway, yeah, Rush concerts, great place to meet chicks. Joking. Went to a few Rush concerts, didn't meet any women. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Allman Brothers Band, Eat a Peach, 1972, the release date on this one. Of course, this is a CD reissue. So this was recorded, Duane Allman died, had the motorcycle crash right around the time when they were doing this album. This was the follow-up to the Live at the Fillmore sessions. And on this, this is a double album if you have it on vinyl. And the studio stuff does not have Duane Allman on this, but this is kind of a 50-50 split of live and studio. So they did have leftover stuff from the Fillmore stuff, and that's included on here. So for example, Mountain Jam, that features Duane Allman. That clocks in at 33 minutes and 40 seconds. One Way Out, really good live version of that on here as well. Of course, there's the back with the watermelon again. And it's Eat a Peach, dedicated to a brother. And that, of course, was Greg Allman's brother, Duane. Next category here, 4th song on the album is your favorite. This took a bit of digging, but I came up with 4. I don't often sit back and go, the 4th song was really good. But for this, I was able to find a few 4th cuts on records that were good. So anyway, a little bossa nova samba for you. It's Astrid Gilberto, former wife of João Gilberto, the legendary Brazilian jazz guitarist. And this is Walter Wanderley. There's Walter right there, band leader and legendary Hammond B3 organ player. So this is the two of them collaborated on this album. The release date on this one, 1966. And if you like bossa nova, this is you have to get this. I mean, look, they're all smiles, and I guarantee if you listen to this, you'll be all smiles too. So the 4th song I'm talking about here, it's right there. It's So Nice Summer Samba, and this is from the album, of course, A Certain Smile, A Certain Sadness. Astrid Gilberto and Walter Wanderley Trio. All right, a little classic country and western. This is legendary Bobby Bear. And this, of course, is called Constant Sorrow, the song I'm talking about here. This was a standard at the time. Lemon Tree was done by a lot of people. It's a really good version on here, very pleasant. All the tracks on here are around 2.5, 3 minutes. He also does a really good cover of Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. Of course, that's a Bob Dylan original. And this is Bobby Bear from Constant Sorrow. Constant Sorrow. The song I'm talking about is Lemon Tree. And former Rockpile legend with his buddy Nick Lowe, it's Dave Edmunds twanging. Actually, this solo effort came out right after the Rockpile breakup, I think. And the song I'm talking about here is I'm Gonna Start Living Again If It Kills Me. I don't know if you can see it right there. Again, that song I'm talking about, it's I'm Gonna Start Living Again If It Kills Me. Really excellent. If there was a good fourth song on an album, Bret, this is a good one. Really, I'd even call it great. So, yeah, I'm not sure who the sidemen were on this, but just, it's with instrumental accompaniment. I think on one of the tracks here, the guys from the Stray Cats, yeah, they're on here, on one of the numbers on here, but I don't know which one. But yeah, again, Dave Edmunds twanging. And the last in this category, fourth track that's good, and it's the title track for this one from Elton John, released in 1971, and it's, of course, Madman Across the Water, as you can see. And this also had some other great moments. Of course, Tiny Dancer was a big single on this one. And yeah, I'm not going to take the time to pull it out and see what's in. Oh, what the hell? We got time. I'm doing good on time for this. Yeah, there's a nice gatefold here. That's what I wanted to show. Nice picture of a young Elton John right there. And that's Madman Across the Water. Section 3 of this contest. What is it? Mention, an artist name, album title, or song title that contains the number 4. So again, an artist name, album title, or song title that contains the number 4. This is a band, this is a record I've never seen in the vinyl community, and I probably never will. This was an independent band from Vancouver, British Columbia called Go for 3. And the release date on this one, I want to say 1985. Just really, really classic alternative. It was a trio, and the woman, what's her name on here? Roxanne Hashert was the lead vocalist. But anyway, there on the back, that must be, there's Roxanne right there. So yeah, Go for 3, the name of the band. And if you want to look up a song on this to see what I'm talking about, Just Another Day, there's actually a video they made at the time for that. And that they were on, any of my friends in Canada would know that label if you're into alternative music. That was the Zulu label out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. All right. Joy Division, Closer, their second studio release. And of course, this was a Factory Records product. I'm going to have to open it up to show you the song with the number 4 in it. That's going to be 24 Hours on that one. And of course, the release date on this one, I want to say 1982 for that. Sorry, not 1982. This was, what am I talking about here? I'm all over the place. 1981, the release date. Love that cover art on there. Very gothic. Yeah, so anyway, that's Joy Division. And that's from the Closer album. So I've seen a couple other people enter this contest, and they've shown Gang of 4. I'm going to do it too. This is Songs of the Free. Release date on this one, 1982. And of course, Gang of 4, right? Want to look up a track on this one? I Love a Man in Uniform. It's a good single from this record right here. And that is Gang of 4. All right. And lastly in this category, Jerry Mulligan Quartet, Spring is Spring. We're having spring right here in New England, although it's a rainy day, but I'll take it over the winter months. And the song on here with the number 4, it's actually 443. The release date on this album, 1963. Jerry Mulligan and his baritone sax, big fan. Got a bunch of Jerry Mulligan. If you're a jazz fan, you probably already know how good Jerry Mulligan was. And again, this is from the Jerry Mulligan Quartet, Spring is Sprung, and the song 443. Last category here. This took a little bit of work, Bret, but it was kind of fun. Arizona-related artists, because that's where Bret lives. I assume that's where Bret lives. And yeah, so artists from or related to Arizona. Well, Stevie Nicks. She was born in Phoenix in 1948. This is, of course, the last studio album when she was with Fleetwood Mac. And there she is in the center right there with the gang. And that's Stevie Nicks, straight out of Phoenix, Arizona. Alice Cooper, former Vince Fournier. He was from the Arizona area. I forget which city. This is, of course, $1 Billion Baby. So this is an Arizona connection with Alice Cooper. Back to some more classic country and western like I do. This is Jessie Coulter, who later, of course, was married to Waylon Jennings. She was married to him at this point in 1975. This is her second solo effort. I don't know why she had a 4 or 5 year gap between the two. Again, this was 1975. I didn't realize this. In the 1960s, she was married to the guitarist Duane Eddy, and they had a kid together, and then she split and left him for Waylon, the Wailer. So, yeah, and then she was part of the whole outlaw movement with Waylon, and a great singer in her own right. So there's the hype sticker there in the corner. There's a nice ballad on here called I'm Not Lisa, and Storms Never Last. That's a really good one, too. Boy, she looks great there. Yeah, and of course, her son, well, her and Waylon's son is Shooter Jennings, who's a nouveau country and western artist in his own right. So, again, ties to Arizona, and that's Jessie Coulter. And I believe her and Waylon settled there after they were married and lived there, and he's actually buried in Mesa, Arizona. Waylon, just a little side trivia. And I've seen a couple people, of course, Linda Ronstadt, one of the most famous musicians from Arizona. And this is Don't Cry Now, a 1973 release. Of course, at this point, she was hooked up with David Geffen's Asylum label right there. You can see the logo on the bottom. There's a very young and attractive looking Linda right there. This has some great moments. The fast one, Desperado, Silver Threads and Golden Needles too. And of course, Don't Cry Now, the title track, that's a winner too. So that's Linda Ronstadt right there. So yeah, I didn't do too bad for time there, Bret. And I encourage others here in the vinyl community, please enter Bret Helm's Life on This Planet blog channel, celebrating that huge milestone of 4,000 subscribers. I don't get too obsessed about subscribers, but boy, that's a real feat. And congratulations, Bret. And hope everybody's doing well. Enjoy the rest of the weekend wherever you are in the world. Thank you.